time to talk about the Chinese. I mean, people are still reeling from that defeat. Toby Olubi is in the studio as a football coach and also a sports analyst. Toby, good to have you.
Good to be, yes. Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Have you recovered from the bashing on Sunday night?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Okay, you're smiling. That's cool. This is a good one, a way to start. Yeah. Did you expect that scoreline?
To be honest with you, I didn't expect such a huge margin. You know, 4-0 is a lot, but I expected a defeat, to be honest with you, because the injury worries in the team at that point was something they couldn't deal with. The preparation as well to the tournament wasn't as good as it should be. So getting to the finals was even a plus to the team, right. The management, the coaches, the staff. And also, Tayo and Cecilia, I would like to also chip in the fact that the weather would have been a massive factor, you know, because it was very cold on the night and the game was played 8 p.m. You know, the weather was about 13 degrees before the game started. And, you know, as the game went into the night, it would get colder, you know, and I think that was why in the second half, even besides the red card, there was a total collapse in the team. You know, I would also like to point out that the tactics of the coach could be faulted as well, because at the point where we got the red card, he made a change and brought in Antonio Potu, who is a striker. So we ended up playing the 4-3-2 system in the second half. And as you know, with two strikers, the quality of the Moroccan team, they could play out of the back a lot of times. So when they played out of the back, the two strikers were cut off easily. So they were left to 7 men. And unfortunately, the 3 midfielders were not really defensive midfielders. There was a Rabiu Ali in there who likes to go forward a lot of times, you know, and there was Oladapo Ojo as well. But, you know, you could still see that the loss of shape in the midfield was a huge factor for me. They weren't shuffling across as they should, as the Moroccans kept coming. We were even lucky to have considered just 4 goals. The striker, Ayub El Akabi, he struck the bar twice, and our goalkeeper even saved a couple of goal-scoring chances, if you like. And it was a terrible, terrible game on the night, and it was awful to watch.
Yeah,
awful to watch.
I had that same feeling also.
Yeah.
But then, Sheo, you're not the only one talking about the weather that may have affected the team. Sheo Diko also mentioned something like that. He felt the injury worries, the weather may have also, not may have, played a major factor in it. Imama also reacting to this game, saying, look, they'll move forward from here. At least this is the best they've gotten so far. Maybe next time they come home with the trophy.
No, I'm not, you know, because I know the kind of challenge they went through, you know. Right from the start, the weather was terrible, you can see. And, you know, they haven't got a chance to train on the pitch. They didn't train on the pitch, they're not allowed to do it. The Moroccans play all their games on the pitch, so they're just playing for the first time on the pitch, you know. Most of the players are injured, you know. I know about 4 of them had to take injection for them to be able to play. But we are still hopeful we could have been able to stand to get a nice game, but unfortunately the red card make it more difficult. So they're like playing like about 14 against 9, but it's nothing to worry about. We have achieved our objectives. We were in the final, the best performance for Nigeria in the CHAN. Next time we try to do better, and it's football. You know, there must be a winner, there must be a loser. There's nothing to be ashamed of. There's a lot of positives that we have taken out of the game.
It's always difficult when you lose a game. You know, you came in to win. You know, but I think kudos to the team. We've been able to do well. It's not easy to get to the finals of a competition like this. You know, with all the problems that we had, you know, presenting a team was kind of tough for us today. And, you know, but we just had to put a team forward, a foot forward. And unfortunately, it didn't work well for us. But I think we are thankful that we're able to get here. I think it's tough, but we just must keep our heads up. You know, a lot of teams came for this competition, but we're the last one standing. You know, we've been able to achieve one step ahead. The last time Nigeria got any medal in this competition was a bronze medal. We've been able to get a semi-finals, a silver medal, and we hope that next time it's going to be gold.
From silver to gold. That's the way it goes, Imama Makakwa. We're happy that you guys are back. Of course, they start thinking of the next one. It's every 2 years, so we know that.
This is that progression from bronze to silver, then
silver
to gold.
Next one will be gold.
Yes, yeah, that's on the light side. Let's talk about the preparations. Yeah, that's been raised. Even the coach this morning was talking about how the team came together in just about a month compared to the Moroccans who have been like preparing for a long time, and basically just trying to say that, okay, we've actually overachieved. I don't know if you agree that they've overachieved, and how much more preparations could have gotten Nigeria to beat Morocco in that final based on what we saw in the night.
If you look at the past winners of the CHAN, they've been teams that their main national team are also players from their league. You know, it's very crucial in this. You know, Libya has won it. Morocco now has won it, Tunisia has won it, I think Congo has won it as well. So you could look at the relationship between these factors. You know, the core of the team, of national team of these teams are also the core of their, are from their league. So when it's time to play the CHAN, it's still the same set of people that will turn out. So I think it has to do with the investment in the league, the structure of the league as well, and also if there's a way they can suit the calendar of the league to also give us an advantage to win CHAN. Because CHAN is a very important tournament at this point, because it now relates to our FIFA's rankings. Right. You know, so it is a crucial tournament, because it's coming now when our league is just starting, which means the players are just getting into match fitness. Right. Some are not even so fit. That's why you could see a couple of injuries as well during the tournament. Some are leaving to other clubs that are signing abroad. You know, so and there's also the transfer window in the Nigerian league. Some are distracted. Some could be changing clubs while they're in CHAN. So there's a lot of factors that need to be considered if we really need to take this competition serious. So I think going forward, they need to restructure the way the league is so that the CHAN could be favorable for us as well, because it's a very, very important competition at the moment.
I think that's what Analyst is trying to do. That's why we are playing games on weekends and midweeks and all that, so that it can end in August. And so this starts alongside with the league. CAF have actually, sent, a memo to that effect that they want the league to be unified in a situation whereby it can rhyme with what we have in other parts of the world. If that is possible, you know that, as you said, we can have, fit players that can really go into it. And if anyone may have signed before the season starts, we'll know that the player obviously will not be here. Yeah. But for, our producer, he tweeted something there about the CHAN is more like a transfer target for most players in Nigerian professional football league. They want to prove themselves because they know that if they're good, a club is just in the wings to sign. We know about 3 or 4 players that already, have signed for clubs. So after that, straight away, they're moving out.
I know of Assis Aremu, a very fantastic midfielder. He used to play for Aqua United last season. He signed for a club in Norway now. He was supposed to be part of the CHAN squad. Even Steven Eze, we are only very fortunate that the Bulgarian league doesn't start until February. That is why I was able to complete the CHAN tournament. He's off to Bulgaria. And you can go on and on. But to be honest with you, I won't say it's a Nigerian thing, because even the Moroccan team had 2 players that signed, one for a club in Genoa, another signed for a club in Saudi Arabia. And even the striker, El Akabi, he's been monitored by a lot of clubs. So it's normal when these little competitions come up, players want to give their best, so they could obviously get a better move and a better game.
If the league have started, they've been tight for the season, and maybe the transfer window is over, can they move? They can, right?
Yes, they can't move to Europe, especially because the transfer window in Europe is from January 1st to January 31st. So if the CHAN is also in this window, they will get moves abroad, and that will make them ineligible to continue the tournament. But if our own transfer window and our own season has started where the CHAN is on, I think it's an advantage, because players get to concentrate psychologically, mentally. They are switched on because they know I'm playing for this club this season, and I'm playing in CHAN, and I have to give my best for the national team.
Right. Okay. In terms of giving your best now to the national team, this is a very tricky one, because the World Cup is just around the corner. And believe me, I imagine some of those players have gone to this tournament hoping to just convince Gennaro Rohr that they're good enough to go to the World Cup. Yeah. From all the guys you've seen in action, is there anyone you'd say merits an invitation to camp, at least to camp for the 2018 FIFA World Cup?
Yeah, the goalkeeper. Ezenwa.
Of course, he's part of the team already.
He's going to cement his place, but personally, I have an issue with his eccentricity. I don't feel he's calm enough. I would rather another option if we had, but unfortunately we don't. So,
no option in this CHAN side?
No, for a better goalkeeper to the World Cup in Russia. But unfortunately, I think
Can you try Ajiboye?
No, I wouldn't try.
Really?
Yeah, because
Why you try him?
A couple of the goals in the finals were down to his goalkeeping error. As a goalkeeper, when you punch the ball, you shouldn't punch it back into a goal area. That is basic goalkeeping 101, and he did that twice or thrice in the game, and we considered from it.
Do you think because the pressure was too much on him at that time?
He's a very experienced goalkeeper. He'll be at least in his 30s, and he's someone that's seen it all. For Plateau United and a couple of clubs that's played for. So I think at that point, he shouldn't let the pressure get to him. He played a part in the semi-finals and also in the finals. So it's not as if he was just thrown on at the bus, you know. So I felt his performances didn't really baffle Ikechukwu Ezenwa. So going to the other position, I think Osas Okoro, fantastic player of Enugu Rangers, the right fullback. That's one position in the Eagles where in the past few years, we've tried a lot of players in there. Don't forget, even Wilfred Ndidi had to play at the right fullback at some point.
But that area looks sorted now. I mean, Shehu Abdullahi looks to have made that position in his own. There's the lad from Hull City. I know as well. So I mean,
all I know is someone who has not really been a part of the team. I think he's only had a game or two, so you can't really say he has cemented this place yet.
No, not yet.
And also to think someone has played only in England all his career, we've not really seen much of him. So going to the World Cup just like that, I think it will really take a lot. I would rather take Osas Okoro. He knows how to go up and down the flanks really, really well. You know, his crosses are very good. He's one of the few Nigerian players I've seen who crosses the ball really, really well. You know, he was quite good in the tournament, very consistent as well. It's just that in the final, a lot of the players lost their head. They were out of shape, out of position. The left fullback was even worse for me. You know, he didn't even know what he was doing. He was all over the place and really made a nuisance of himself. So I felt, apart from Osas Okoro, I don't really see anyone in that squad who would want to break into the Super Eagles team. Because we've got a very decent squad in the Super Eagles, already, young, and a lot of them are foreign-based. So the quality of their training, the exposure to quality training that they have is on a very high level compared to the guys that are playing back home. I have to be honest.
Okay, honest opinion coming from Toby Olubi. It says Ikechukwu Ezenwa definitely, and perhaps Osas Okoro might just make the squad for the 2018 FIFA World Cup for Nigeria. Let's go to the camp of the Moroccans now. They've also been reacting to that very impressive win over Nigeria in the final of the African Nations Championship.
I would like to say that I'm glad to meet Nigerian people because I work in Nigeria in 98 with your dream team, Akocha, Kanu, Babangida, Finidi. So tonight it was very difficult game because we play at home, so we have no chance only to win this game. The secret is the working. We're still working, and this project we started for 2 years before, and now we get this trophy, and we really reserve to win. That's it.
Look, it wasn't an easy game against Nigeria. It's a strong team. For me, finalists like that, the teams are equal. It's not a game like the others. It's a big final. You have some pressure. But you know, when you play for our public, even Morocco, it's really hard to beat us. So I'm very happy and I'm proud of my teammates. Now I'm trying to enjoy the moment, and I will never forget this final.